Okay, hey Kelly and Karen, I hope that you're both able to see me. I don't see a message on my phone, so I'm not positive. Yesterday I was having a hard time keeping the live stream stable. I'm not exactly sure what's going on. So I apologize already if it cuts in and out today. Do the best we can. Try to figure out what's going on. If it keeps doing that, and make it better. That's my hope. So, like right now, it seems like it's cutting out. I'm wondering about just going to a Google Hangouts. All right, you both say that you're seeing it, so we'll go with this. We're gonna do a warm-up. If it cuts out a couple of times while we're doing the warm-up, let me know and we'll just switch over to another venue if this isn't going to work. All right, so I'm gonna do a warm-up. It was one of the last couple of classes that I did with Kim. I don't know, I'll bet it was back in December because she was out of town most of January. Okay, so it says it's working, so we'll just go with that for right now since we're all set up. All right, let me just send a quick message to Eric. Because I was like desperate, please help me. All right. So this is a pretty plain, and you may already do this on your own and may already know this, but this is a pretty plain twist warm up. I was doing it today. I think I was sitting in bed when I was remembering it and doing it. So I thought, well, I'll just show it to you guys in case you haven't figured it out. Oh, I'm sorry. It just looks like it's cutting out according to this. So, darn. All right, well, let's go with it. All right, so are you taking it offline?
No, I just put it on the 5G connection. See if that's more stable for you.
There's a 5G connection?
Well, there's two different bandwidths on the access points.
How come I don't know this stuff ahead of time? How do you know and I don't know? Okay.
Because I set it up.
Okay.
So
It still says it's not going, right?
I don't think, well, there you go.
But it's on and off like this.
Well, we'll see if this one's more stable.
Okay.
Otherwise, like I say, get you an adapter and we can go hardwire. You make sure this one's, I mean, can't do it to you because you don't have a
All right.
58, 59. I'll make sure that one's hot.
I'm just wondering if Google Hangouts is going to be more stable.
Well, well, this is Google.
YouTube and Google are the same.
Yes.
Okay.
Google owns YouTube.
All right.
So I would assume it's going through same server's infrastructure. But, I mean, that's the other, I don't know.
Yeah. Sorry guys, if you're watching this, it's probably kind of funny to just be an observer. So, I don't know, if I keep having problems, I probably just need to switch over to Zoom if that's more, but not today. We're just gonna go with this today. But I've got to figure this out because it just hasn't been very good. All right, so back to yoga. Sorry, I hope we won't be interrupted again. I am streaming. What do you need? Huh? Okay. All right, guys. So sitting on the mat, crisscross applesauce. I'm so sorry for the delay. It's pretty straightforward. So sitting tall, and then look to your right and begin to do the twist, but then take the opposite hand and twist or push against the hip so that it's going the opposite direction of the shoulder, so that the twist happens in the waist. And so it's an inhale tall, exhale twist a little bit. Inhale tall, and you're really trying to get the ribs up, and exhale twist a little bit more. But I'm holding onto my right leg so that it doesn't go with the twist. Inhale tall, exhale twist a little bit more. Maybe put your hand on the ground behind you to get that lift and twist. So inhale tall, exhale twist. So it's that lift and twist that is what can help. And sometimes when it's working really well, I can feel my ribs literally lift past something and back. Let's try the other side. So inhale tall, exhale twist. And I'm pushing against this opposite leg. Inhale tall, exhale twist. Inhale tall, exhale twist. And just keep doing that for a few more and see if you can get that feeling of the ribs kind of catching. It's like it goes up over something and twists a little further. And continue to push on the leg with the opposite hand. And then inhale as you come forward and just release that. Just roll the shoulders a little bit and the head. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started with our sun salutes. I'm going to reduce the number of sun salutes today just so we can we're getting to quite, okay, I think we're still good. We're getting to quite far in the second half of the series, and I don't want to skip the ones that we've already learned. The Bhuji Padasana, which is the legs that come around the arms, that arm pose. So Bhuji Padasana, Garbha Pindasana, that's this one that we roll around. Kutkatasana, where we lift up, and Baddha Konasana, those are the ones that we've learned so far. And then today we're going to learn the rest of the Konasanas. So let's take our spot at the top of the mat and get started. Take a few breaths here. Separate yourself from the rest of your day just for a few minutes. Stay right here on your mat. Feel where your body is in relationship to the mat. Still working on it. And let's do just one Om and begin our practice today. So exhale all of your air, inhale for the Om. Hands to thighs. Yekam, inhale. Dwe. Trini. Chatore. Pancha. Shot. One. Two. Three. Four. Five. Sapta. Ashtam. Nawa. Deja Samastitihi. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 5 breaths. One. Two. Three. Four. Five. Inhale forward. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keeping an even breath. Continue. Sun A. Five. Come forward. Last Sun A. Really cue yourself so you're doing a quality sun salute for your warm-up. Your arms, your tail, your heels. Uddiyana Bandha. Jersey is navel. Five. Surya Namaskar B. Bend the knees. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Stepping forward. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Stepping forward. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Continue the breath. 5, inhale forward. Bend the knees. Samastitihi. Again. Last breath. Coming forward. Bend the knees. Last Surya Namaskar. 5 breaths. Five, Padangusthasana. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, begin the count. 5, inhale, straighten the arms. Exhale, change the hands. Inhale, elongate the spine. Exhale, head down, begin the count. Come forward in the balls of the foot a little bit. Five, inhale, look up. Exhale, release the pose. Inhale, come up. Exhale, Samastitihi. Inhale, Utthita Trikonasana. 5, second side. 5, Parvrita Utthita Trikonasana, reverse triangle. 5, second side, Parvrita Utthita Trikonasana. 5, Samasthiti, Parsvakonasana, extended side ankle. 5, second side. 5, reverse extended side ankle. This could be just your twist, could have the knee down. 5, second side. 5, Samasthiti, Prasarita Padottanasana, wide leg forward fold. 5, inhale halfway, exhale. Inhale, come up, exhale the hands down. Inhale, T, exhale, hands on hips. Inhale up, exhale, forward fold. Shoulder blades towards the spine. 5, inhale up, exhale, hands down. Inhale, T, exhale, interlace the fingers. Inhale, tall, exhale, forward fold. Five, come up, exhale the hands down, inhale up, and then just forward fold into the D version. taking the toes. Inhale halfway up. Exhale there. Inhale all the way up. Samastitihi. Parsvottanasana. Five. Second side. Five. Inhale up. Samastitihi. Vinyasa. Come through to sit. Primary poses. Dandasana. Five. Paschimottanasana. Five. Inhale, look up. Take a B position. Inhale and exhale. Begin the count of 5 one more time. Five. Inhale, look up. Exhale, release the pose. We're going to skip a vinyasa. We're going to skip reverse plank, Purvottanasana. Going to take another vinyasa. We're going to skip Ardha Baddha and go straight into Trianj Ekapada Paschimottanasana. So you may need to get up on a block if your knee's been bothering you, especially, and just either sit tall and work on getting the bent leg hip more grounded, or come forward into a forward fold as far as you can go without the back curving. 5 breaths here. And 5, inhale, look up. Exhale, release the pose. Going to skip a vinyasa, go to the second side. Take the forward fold if you're going to. Begin the count. And 5, inhale, look up. Exhale, release the pose, vinyasa. Come through to sit. Janu Shirshasana A. So bringing the sole of the foot into the thigh. Inhale tall, exhale forward, and take the foot. Or just as far as makes sense for your body. Shoulder blades towards the spine, neck loose, lifting a little through Uddiyana Bandha. Last breath. Inhale, look up. Exhale, release the pose. Let's do a lift here if you want to, and then take your second side. And 5, inhale, look up. Exhale, release the pose. Vinyasa. We're going to skip the B and C versions of Janu Shirshasana and just go into Marichyasana A. Five, inhale, look up. Exhale, lift. And then the second side. Five, inhale, look up. Exhale, release the pose. Vinyasa. Marichyasana C. So getting the twist the other direction towards the bent knee. Same thing as our warm up. Inhale high, exhale twist. Inhale high, exhale twist further. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, release the pose. Just a lift. And the second side. Inhale tall, lift the ribs. Exhale, twist more. Keep using your right arm to bring your hip forward so that it doesn't follow the twist back. And 5, inhale forward. Exhale, release the pose, Vinyasa. And Navasana, boat pose. Five, cross the ankles, lift, come back down, do a second one. Five, ankles cross the other direction, lift. back down, and a third one. Five vinyasa. Skip 2 of those. And meet in downward facing dog. Come forward into whatever your version of Bhuji Padasana is, bringing the feet towards the outside of the hands. That might be as far as you go. If you have the next step, hands go behind or even underneath the feet a little bit, and you squat down into the pose. Finding stability in the hands if you're going to lift up. Rounded cat back. And 5. Vinyasa. Kurmasana. So feet come forward, hands are back, and you may have to sit or whatever it takes to get into this position. You might just be doing the krama of having your feet up on a block or 2 blocks, wherever you are in your Kurmasana pose. And 5. Inhale, look up. Exhale, change to Supta Kurmasana. There's not a vinyasa at that point. It's just getting the hands behind the back, trying to get the feet close together or even crossed. Eventually, the legs go behind the head. And 5, inhale, look up, exhale, release the pose, find your way into a vinyasa. Garbha Pindasana. Again, this is full lotus with the hands in between, but for today we can just bring the knees close in and balance on the sits bone or just behind the sits bone. If it feels right, then you can do the rolling. Traditionally it's 9 rolls. It can be 6, it can be just 3. So just rolling back and forth in a circle if you want to. This one can be fun. And at the end of your rolls, then just lift. If you want to try to put your hands on the inside, even without having the lotus, you can try that, or they can be on the outside. 5 breaths. And 5, and then a vinyasa. Baddha Konasana. So Baddha means bound, Kona means angle, Asana means pose. So our bound angle pose. There's an A and the B. A is sitting tall and keeping the spine straight. You can allow your feet to open up like a book. This one you want to actually squeeze your glutes. You can push with your elbows if you want to open up the inner leg more. Last breath. 5, inhale, look up. Exhale, release the pose and simply curve the back into an extreme cat back. Top of the crown of the head trying to go towards the feet. 5 breaths here. Five, inhale, look up. Exhale, release the pose, vinyasa. Upavishta Konasana. So coming to your seat position. I'm going to turn so you can see me on the camera. So the legs are wide or as narrow as you want to. The thing that you're trying to do, lift up and come forward and take your hands on the outside of the feet. That's the trick for this one. If you're too wide, it can be easier if it's more narrow to reach the feet. So experiment where that would be for you, and then you just lift up and come forward. You might just come a little bit forward, or you might be laying down on the ground. Just depends on your body and how far you can go in that pose, wherever you are in your practice. There are times I can lay right down, but I'm not as warmed up maybe as other days. Lost some range of motion. This is a really good one. So it's chest towards the ground. Instead of, the chin does get there, but it's mostly about the chest. Shoulders wide. Now inhale, look up, but don't come up. And then exhale, you're going to, there's not a vinyasa here. You're going to just come back on your sits bones and bring your feet up and balance on your sits bones. This is B, Upavishta Konasana B. 5 breaths here. You can bring your shoulder blades towards the spine, pulling the legs in towards the socket, elongating the spine. And 5, simply bend your knees, cross at the ankle, and go forward into a vinyasa. Okay, just review that far. So from Baddha Konasana, the bound pose. So there's the A, the straight back version, B, the rounded version. From Baddha Konasana, vinyasa, and then into Upavishta Konasana. So it's just forward with the hands on the outside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look up, and if you can just pull them up, that's great. Or you may need to bend the knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then go into your vinyasa again. Okay. From there, there's one more konasana. You come all the way to a laying down position. Your feet go over your head, and you hold your toes with your peace fingers, your 2 fingers in between. You know how we take our toes. So we're flat on the ground. Bring the legs up, roll them a little further, kind of like when you're going into shoulder stand, and then just take your toes, and this is 5 breaths. Very similar to shoulder stand or plow pose, halasana. And 5. So from here, we are actually going to roll up, keeping a hold of the toes, and it's just a pause here, and then it's down. So let's go through this just a little bit more. So we have this behind, and then the roll up. This is one of my favorite poses for fun. The roll up and stop yourself is from your core. That's what stops. But from here, you want to be careful not to go down all at once and crack your heel on the floor. I've heard that many times. I've done it myself. It hurts. So rather than just coming down with a crunch, you can kind of go side to side, and you're wanting to hit on the calf muscles. So you're really pulling your toes away from, well, towards you, so that your heel is up off of the ground as you land. You don't want to land with your heel on the ground. So try that, just pull that leg back on one side or both sides and feel how you can come down on the calf muscle. That's really an important safety precaution when we come down. So let's try Supta Kurmasana one more time. So reclined angle pose, coming into a laying down position, bringing the legs up if you can, bringing them, your feet behind you and spread apart. Taking your toes with your fingers and enjoying that stretch right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then roll up. Find your balance just for a breath, and then really pulling your toes back. You can come down on your calf muscles, and then it would be another vinyasa. All right, this is where I wish we were together and I could see how you were doing. I'll go through it one more time so that you can give that a try. So laying down, vinyasa, come all the way down to your back, raising the feet over your head, rolling all the way back onto your shoulders, taking your toes with your fingers, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, rolling forward, pulling back with your hands, and then forward on the exhale. That may not happen today, it might. I think it took me a good long while to be able to get that particular pose without hurting my ankles. So work on it if you want. Let's go ahead and do a vinyasa. Go forward into a vinyasa. How are we doing on time? And let's go ahead and go into the full closing. I'm going to start with my blocks and do my bridge pose. So if you guys want to watch this, I don't know if I've worked with you on the next step, and you're both ready for this next step. I think I have probably done it with you at some time, but it's been a while. And that is where you actually go up on your head. So there are people that have a full wheel practice, and when Kim sets them up in this prep, it's hard. It's harder than wheel. It's meant to be a strengthener. So you actually do not push all the way up into wheel. You only go up until your head is touching the ground, and we're going to use the wall to push against. So if you've done this and you want to do it, great. I'm actually going to do 4 of these today. I promised myself I would today. So the feet are just like we've always done. The hands are going to come behind the head, And the pinky side of the hand and the finger are going to be against the wall when they're behind your hand. So you'll feel that your head is maybe, I don't know, 2 inches, 3 inches away from the wall. The hands go back and the pinky side is touching the wall. From there, you do all that we do in our prep, where the tail comes under on the inhale, exhale, lift the hips up, but at the same time, you're going to straighten your arms and come up to your head. It's 5 breaths there, and then you lift your head off of the ground and then come on back down and rest. I'm going to do 4 of these. You do whatever is right for you, whether it's trying this lift or not. Depends on you today. This is a very challenging pose for me. So pinky side of the hand is against the wall. When I'm up, push the forearm towards the wall. Push the feet away from you on the mat. That simulates the energy of full wheel. All right, here I go. Don't forget to squeeze the knees when you're in that position. You can take a breath in between. One thing I have a hard time with is getting my whole hand down on the mat. I have to work at that. Do 1 more. I promised myself 4 today. I did 3 yesterday. I'll do 5 tomorrow. At the end of your bridge or wheel, bring your knees to your chest, and then you can roll up and do a forward fold, Paschimottanasana. Ten breaths here. And 10, inhale, look up, exhale, release the pose, vinyasa, and then into shoulder stand. or legs up the wall if that's what is right for you today. I'll do 15 breaths here today. 25 is the full version. 15 is enough today for me. Five more. And halasana, just bringing the legs behind, keeping your legs straight, toes pointed. You can keep your hands on your back, or you can interlace your fingers and bring that stretch into your shoulders. Eight, bring your knees down, ear pressure pose, or Dudasana. Eight, come back up into shoulder stand briefly and then into your lotus, Upavishta Padmasana. Yay. And eight, bring it in close, pull it in. Trying to remember the name of this pose. And eight. You can unfold, or if you're in full Padmasana, you can just roll down, keeping the Padmasana. If Padmasana is not there, then just bring your legs out in front of you, and we'll do Matsyasana, or fish pose. So coming back onto your elbows, raising your chest high, maybe the head goes all the way back to the mat. And eight, you can keep the arch and do a 45-degree angle, or come all the way down and do the flying fish. This is really good for the core. Ubaya something, I've got to remember this one. And 10. You can roll to your side. Chakrasana is the transition where you do a backward roll, or you just lift up and do a vinyasa, and then go into your headstand, or your headstand prep. Make sure your elbows are in close enough that you don't want to be flailing out. And when you've had enough headstand, whatever that is, it goes into balasana or child's pose. And 8, inhale, come up out of the pose. You can do a vinyasa. And then we're ready for Yoga Mudra. This is either 8 or 10 breaths. We'll call that either one. Inhale, come up. And then Padmasana. 10 slow, 10 count breaths. At the end of your 10 breaths, just sit quietly with yourself, releasing your arms. Releasing everything, closing your eyes. And just take a minute to be. No measured breath, no meditation. And then blink your eyes open, come forward into a vinyasa, and get yourself set up for your shavasana. I'm going to leave you to do your shavasana and wake yourself up at the right time. Thank you for being here and working on the Konasana series, and I hope that it was fun for you. Let me know afterwards how you feel and any other feedback. Have a great shavasana. Talk to you later. Namaste.